Market had a nice gap up, but it doesn't done an awful lot. Again, SPY trying to get back up to the 50-day moving average. It's still got a ways to go to it. 594.24. Almost $3, about 280 to the 50 on the SPY. It's above the 8, above the 15. This is very, very sluggish price action, though. Chewy with a nice little move this morning, up about 4.5%. CHWY, Chewy. Kind of like the rest of them. Moved up kind of nicely here. Now it's just pretty flat. Bank's still doing well. JPM, Wells Fargo up really nice and strong. KSS is a decent short setup. Doesn't move a lot, the stock. That's Kohl's Department Stores, KSS. But pretty nice short setup here on the daily chart here. Pretty nice short setup. I like KSS short. Earnings on 311. Really, really compressed market here right now. KSS doesn't move much at all. ATR, 53 cents. Tesla not doing much of anything. Oops. Tesla not doing me many favors here right now. Just sliding along the VWAP. Again, watching T20 104 continues bullish. SPY moving sideways. Q's moving sideways. This is really, really flat price action here. I'm not anxious to get into anything else right now. Twilio resetting up. Yeah, that thing has been a pain. It's tried to get into this void several times. This Twilio, I've traded it a couple of times and had to take losses on it. This got up in here, looked like a good move. Got to get room up to 122. Comes back hard, breaks into it, fails. That's a failed breakout. And now we're trying to do it again today. I'm gonna have to see some more convincing evidence before I take anything with Twilio again. Tough to take any SPY super system trades here. You got red. Do you want to take it short? I don't want to touch it short right now. Where is the support level for IWM, Yumi? Look. $223.86, right where it is. It's the horizontal support level. The next support level after that is the 15 EMA, which is at 222.58. 222.58. So about $1.40 to the downside will be the support level at the 15. 223.86 is the support level right now, which is exactly where it's at. Right here on the standard deviation line, pretty much. Gary, was Tesla trade stock or option? I took options on it, Gary. I typically will trade options on something like Tesla, and sometimes I'll use debit spreads on it because the options are fairly expensive. I didn't take a very big position in this thing because I just don't trust this whole market. But I'm going to give it a little bit of time. See if I'll get a little bounce. Right now the market's not doing anything, so Tesla's not doing anything either. It's basically just trading with the market. Again, IWM is bouncing right off of that support level that I mentioned. 222.86. Really, really flat action here.
Watching this U.S. dollar trending back to highs of the day. Pre-CPI report. That's the U.S. dollar at highs.
SPY just riding the VWAP right now. Not a good market to be trying to get into right now. We're just kind of waiting to see what happens. This is really, really dead action here. It's just moving completely sideways. Hey, Tomas. Good morning. Good morning. Tomas coming to visit us with off the YouTube. Not a little gap up here, Tomas, and then not too much going on here. Let's expand this out a little bit so we can see what we're getting for candles. Red, green, red, green, red, green. This is just chop. Q is the same thing. IWM, pretty much the same thing. It's just slightly below the VWAP. Q's slightly above the VWAP. And SPY right on the VWAP. So Tesla not doing much. It is starting to bounce back up above the VWAP again. I'm holding on to it here. See if I get a move. Again, the T2104 is giving me some reason to try to stay in longs right now and avoid shorts.
Watching crude oil hit highs of the day now. That's crude oil trending right at $80. Up to spot.
Oil up to $80. Head for the day. Oxy this morning down 29 cents. ExxonMobil up $1. Again, we closed out Roblex this morning for a nice profit, and we closed out CLS for a nice profit this morning. So we don't have very much on right now. FI, which is basically a dead duck, that's not going to, can't get anything out of that. And then we've got SIG on. So we need to see a move in the SIG. Right now it's 57.64. So 57 is right dead in the middle. So it's right dead in the middle, which means we're not making any money on that thing. That's for sure. Not right now. But we'll give it some time. All right, let's check for any questions here. Just kind of going running through stocks. I'm watching this root. I kind of like root for void fill here, but it needs to confirm that it's going to stay in this void. This is it right here. Big room up here to 98.50. That's a pretty nice chunk of real estate. But again, it gapped up this morning. It's pulled back. It needs to stay over 85, 86. I'm watching that for a potential long. Tesla taking a little bit of a bounce here. Okay, see if we got any more questions. Yomi. Okay. Tesla, actually nice relative strength, Ali. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's if I look at the Tesla against the SPY on the 5-minute chart, it's pretty much just mimicking it, to tell you the truth. I mean, here's his Tesla on a 5-minute chart with the SPY on overlaid on it. Here's the SPY right here. SPY choppy, choppy, choppy. Tesla going up, Tesla coming down, Tesla chopping around. Tesla's still chopping around. SPY chopping. Red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. It's a mess, just a mess. But Tesla's holding up okay. It's holding up well enough for me to stay in the trade. Here it is right here. Again, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 427.01. Again, I'll be watching root. See what that does today at that support level. Tesla relative strength, not for me. Been in a CDS for 3 days. Yeah, not really doing anything. I like this little void. That's the only thing I'm trading, is that little void that it's in. Get into it yesterday, pull right back below it. Today it's sitting right in the middle of it. Tesla's been really choppy stock. Really choppy stock. It's just trading inside of a range here, and it doesn't really have any decent direction right now. T2104 still bullish. SPY just going sideways. It's like running along a rope here. Slightly bearish here now. Again, we've had bearish for quite a long time. You know, if you take it bearish here off of this break, well, it hasn't even really broken the VWAP. It's just tiny candles. Ali, nice names. RBRK, Spot, and Plant. Yeah, I saw Plant as well. We looked at that one yesterday. It's a nice little gap up here this morning, and it's a nice setup on PLNT. Planet Fitness, nice breakout. Spotify, yeah, also trying to break out here. And RBRK. Rubrics. Yeah, it's kind of a choppy little chart. Has gotten above the 50 and the 8 this morning. Spot looks pretty good. Broke above an algo line too. This is Spotify. There's an algo line right there. Broke above it today. A little gap. Moving up nicely. And the other one that looked really good was Planet Fitness. Kind of moving a nice 3-day move here to the upside. Looks like the all-time high in Planet Fitness. Yeah, it's all-time high in Planet Fitness. I like all-time highs. It's a bit extended on the 8. Tesla now showing a little bit of relative strength toward the SPY. Back to blue here on it. Let's see what my position's doing. It's kind of boring right now. Let's see, Tesla. Yeah, I'm just about even on this thing. Still looking for it to move up toward 427. So again, I'm going to give it a little bit of time.
Members on that ABBV, they are currently speaking at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference.
All right, what questions we've got here. Saw difficult swing environment. Sure, it's been a difficult swing environment for quite a long time. We SPY between the 50 and 100. Day trading is what I'm doing mostly. I haven't had too many swing trades on. If you notice what I got on over here. We did have Roblex on, which we took a nice profit on. We did get CLS, we took a nice profit on. We've been doing some strangles and straddles. We made nice money on a strangle yesterday on STZ. We had broke open in GES, broke even, and we had a nice trade in NOC. But I haven't done a lot of swing trades. The market is just not conducive for swing trades. It's just chopping all over the place. So I'm mostly doing day trades. I'm trading the SPY Super System when I can get it. I had 3 setups yesterday in the SPY Super System, all winners. I had a good month on this with the SPY Super System. SPY breaking down here now a little bit. Again, the T2104 cumulative volume index still showing bullishness, starting to weaken just a bit here on one candle. Do I trade the stock on Tesla? Premium is very high, especially with upcoming earnings. Yeah, I mean, I did trade options on it. Yeah, for a day trade, I'll trade options on it. I can trade stock on it too, but I trade the options. I get more leverage, and yeah, they're always expensive on Tesla, and they have earnings on the 29th. So I mean, you can go out to the 24th and still not have to pay any extra premium for the earnings. Hershey very weak, saw. Yeah, Hershey has been weak the last few days. It had a big pull down a couple days ago. pretty flat, down about just 1.6% today. Really, just kind of the thing is just waterfalling down here on Hershey's. So it's probably a good short setup. It's a little extended from the 8, but it's a nice short setup on Hershey's. A SPY pulling back here now, so I got to watch my Tesla position. It's probably going to pull back as well. Still holding the VWAP. Thanks, Jonathan. Again, it has been a very difficult swing environment. I mean, I get a lot of questions from people in the alert service of why aren't we making more trades? Because there aren't any. I mean, there aren't any high probability trades when the market is not allowing you to do swing trades. It's just the SPY is all over the place. I mean, if you look at the price action on the SPY, let's take a look at the daily chart on the SPY. All right, and this is swingable right here. All right, that's swingable. This is swingable. This is not swingable. This is absolute garbage. This was the Fed meeting here. This was the Fed announcement here. We had an election gap up, nice move up, and then right back down again. Nice little trading environment here, and then boom. And then now look at what we've got here. This wedge right here I've got drawn. It's an algo wedge drawn on algo lines. Broke below the wedge. Now it's trying to get back up, gapped up back into it today, and now it's right between the 50 right here and the 100 right here with the 15 and the 8 right there. This is trash for trying to trade swing trades. You can do it with if the stocks are strong enough, but you don't have any market tailwind to help you at all. So the best thing to do, at least what I'm doing, is I'm cutting way back on swing trades, just trading day trades and SPY super system trades when the opportunity comes up. Grabbed a buck off the SPY move. Nice job, William. Yeah, use the VWAP as a stop. Good job. It's the buck is really good today. I got to check my Tesla position because I can't ride this thing down. I'm going to stay as long as it's above the VWAP. I'll stay in this thing. Again, it's got some relative strength toward the SPY right now. I need to see a SPY bounce. SPY right down to the 15 EMA. SPY right now is right back to the gap up this morning. We're right to where we gapped up to. Pulling down a little bit. Don't trust it. Don't trust any of these moves right now. William, you're a little early, but you were not too confident with the price action today. With good reason. Very difficult trading day. We made well because we took advantage of the gap up today, and Roblex and CLS took profits on both of those. That really helped a lot. That was a couple of nice really winners for us. Look at this this one in 550 out at 675. That's a pretty nice win. And this one here we were in for 820 and out for 10. $1.80. That's a nice win as well. So when the market's like this, it really showcases the edge of relative strength, relative weakness. Yeah, it's true. It does point it out. It does point it out. And when we're just kind of chopping around like this, if you look at this scan, this cascading up scan and the cascading down scan, these are going to show you stocks with relative strength to the market right here. Now you typically don't want to take a red one you want to take something that's green for the day, and look at the strength for that. But I don't know. This is green for the day. With that gap down. But there's not an awful lot of names on here. It's Apache. So that oil's doing pretty good right there. EQT is another oil stock, but that's not a very great move up there. Not an awful lot on here to trade. Range Resources just moving sideways. On the short side, IAG looks like a good short. After I look at the daily chart, yeah, it's a decent short IAG. Doesn't move an awful lot. Very small moves in it. IAG. AG also moving down. Yeah, another relatively inexpensive stock. But these are all cheap stocks in here. HIMS is not too cheap. Coming right down the pivot point. Adobe, big gap up, starting to come down now. Toast gap up. See, these are all stocks that are green for the day, but they've got relative weakness. AMC, Rivian. That's nothing. That's a terrible chart. Yeah, nothing here. I'm particularly enamored with. See what the SPY is doing here. Amazing. It's putting another green candle in as it tries to bounce. And again, I'm watching my Tesla pretty closely here, showing some relative strength to the SPY. Let's see if we get any more questions here. Again, this is just market nothing do much at all today. Gap up was nice. Gap up gave us some nice profits in CLS and Roblex, which we were out of time. We needed it to expiring this week. We got a nice little 2.5% gain up on it this morning, and that got us out very nicely. It was a good stock and it was a good trade. I mean, if I looked at Roblex, the reason we took this thing, we took it back in 12.16, right back in here. This is where we took it. See where it broke above the 8, and it was breaking out of this void range right here, and then it just kind of moved sideways, moved down, went below the 8, went up below the 15. Looks like maybe we should get out of it here, but we had this line here. We had this horizontal line that was a high volume support level right there, which cut me in the trade. And then I get a nice bounce up above the 8, which gave me some more confidence to stay in the trade. A little pullback right to the 8 and 15 again, and then boom, up and booming, up yesterday and up today, gets us out for a nice profit. Again, we were trading this void area right here. All right, just gonna look for some stocks. It's about 11:40. This is a SPY super system short setup, but I'm not touching any of these things right now. I mean, it'd be nice if you could get a gap fill on it, but I don't know that that's going to happen. The T2104 is keeping me pretty glued to the long side right now, for the most part. It's still T2104 is still showing a very strong bullish cumulative index. Harry, what happens to stock price when dividends are issued? Yeah, the stock price drops to reflect the dividend, yes. But it doesn't impact the options. It's already calculated into the options. But the stock price, yeah, it does drop. If they issue a 60-cent dividend, the stock price is going to drop 60 cents. If all things being equal, I mean, if the stock's up for the day, the 60 cents less is going to be into the stock price. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if they're paying out dividends, that they're taking money from their assets, so the assets get reduced by the amount of the dividend, which is going to impact the stock price. Tesla expiration, I told you that already. Okay. Again, I'm just watching Tesla. That's all I'm doing with anything right now is watching. SPY's pulling back down. Go here. Starting to show a little pullback. Here's the gap. This was the gap up. You see where we are right now? We're right at the entrance to this gap up. Are we going to fill the gap or are we going to bounce? I don't know. Triple Qs doing the same thing. IWM doing the same thing. And again, Tesla, I'm in Tesla. Tesla's, again, holding up pretty well relative to the SPY. Going back to blue here. Again, it's got relative strength, so relative strength is again, it's one of our criteria. Stock relative strength or relative weakness. If you want to add that to what's when you indicate whatever your criteria that you use when you're trading a stock, look for stocks that have relative strength or relative weakness to the market. Not RSI, but how they're trading versus the SPY or the Qs. Along with our compass system or the SPY super system, we want to make sure on a swing trade, we want to make sure the multi-time frame momentum and the current time frame momentum are both lined up green and blue here. I don't even know what Tesla is on the daily. Let me look. It's been just chopping around, so I don't think that it's great. Yeah, we get multi-time frame is red, current time frame is blue, which is why I'm day trading this thing. I'm day trading off of this. Still looks blue here, and I still like it long. To about 421. That's the area I'm looking for. Whoops, had my mic off. Sorry. Again, Tesla outperforming the SPY. It's got relative strength. That's what we look for. One of the criteria is we use relative strength. We make sure the compass system or the SPY super system is in our favor. If we're going for a swing, we want the current time frame momentum here and the multi-time frame momentum to both be green or blue for long, red or yellow for short. This is a long-term trend. And again, obviously, for the 5-minute chart, we use the VWAP. We do not use this on the daily chart. Tesla trying to move up. Again, I have to kind of judge what the market's doing here. We'll see if it moves back up again. If it doesn't start to move back up again, I'll try to take Tesla off for a profit if I can. VECN, Harry, relative strength. Yeah, trying to break out of a compression. It's a long compression here this morning. Big gap up, sideways move. Interesting. Yeah, it's a big gap up on Beacon. I don't like to chase them way up here. You probably know that, Ari. I don't like to chase them when they get this far away from the 8 exponential moving average. They could keep going, but they don't usually. I mean, normally they're going to come back. If you look at it over here, you see this big move up here, how far it got away from the 8, and you see what happens, right back to the 8. Gets way away from the 8, back to the 8. So this is why I wouldn't be I probably wouldn't even take a day trade in this thing, especially with what I'm seeing here. This is just a gap up and flat as a pancake. Again, that's my trading style. I don't chase. when it's that far away, or when the price just gets so far away from the 8, I know that it's going to revert. It's either got to go sideways while the 8 tries to catch up, which is quite a bit, or it's got to start to pull back. Oh, a few questions here. Riot and MSTR, not bad. Ali? Yeah, Riot, a nice move up. It's got an algo line just above it, by the way. Riot has in my chart, it has resistance at about 13.95. MSTR, this thing is a crazy stock to trade. MSTR. You can trade MSTU, it's a lot cheaper, which is the double X, the 2X, or the leveraged MSTR daily ETF, or MSTU. But it's basically for day trading. You don't really want to stay in anything that's a leveraged trade, 2X, 3X. They get recalculated each day, and typically that moves them down over time. But MST, if you like the MSTR, MSTU is a cheap way to trade it for an intraday trade. STZ was steady selling pressure. Could be interesting if the market pulls back. STZ, yeah, I mean this is a good. Then a couple of strangles on this week on STZ. And right now it's trading at 180, so this is not a bad place for a strangle on this. This has the reason I say it's a good strangle is because it has a $9 and about a $9 ATR, and you typically can get into this thing for an STZ if you take a strike above, a strike for low, somewhere around the neighborhood of $2.50 to $3 or so. SPY 5-minute chart looks like Netflix D1 chart. Yep. Netflix D1 not doing much. I had a debit spread in it yesterday. I put debit spread and made some decent money on it, and today it's bounced right back up again. You just can't stay in these trades very long. That's why swing trading is so difficult right now. And it's really important to understand the context of the market and why that has such a big impact on whether you can take swing trades, how many you can take, how long you should stay in them for, whether you should focus on day trades. I mean, you've got to follow the market is very important. It's really the first thing that you've got to understand how much of an impact it has on most all the stocks. T2104 still bullish. Still bullish. I'm still in Tesla. LVS great short. Yeah, beautiful short on LVS. Just ripping down below the 50-day move, the 200-day moving average, down today nicely about 1.6%. It's a nice short. Las Vegas Sands a nice short. Earnings on 122, by the way, 122. So next week we got earnings on LVS. But Ali, what chart was that? I was talking and I was muted, huh? I don't remember. Yeah, use the MSTR, the ETF. It does synthetic covered calls on MSTR rate. It has monthly dividend that annualizes over 100%. Yeah, again, I don't mess around with fundamentals on stuff like that and trying to pull dividends out of stocks. I used to do that a lot. Right now, I just when I'm doing that, I'm trading. I'm not trading. I'm putting money in Vanguard in a dividend fund, and I just let that run. But take an MSTR, which gives a dividend like that, and you can trade it. If you can trade it well, yeah, you can do well. But again, it takes a lot of work. MSTY, yeah, MSTY. He's talking about MSTY, which is the ETF. It's called the MSTR, option income strategy. It basically uses MSTR. It uses it and it trades it, the stock price, and it also has a dividend with it. They call it the Yield Max MSTR option income strategy. But again, I don't mess around with that stuff anymore. I used to do covered calls on longer term stock positions I held. I do cash secured puts to sell puts naked against a stock that I wanted to own cheaper. And I did that for quite a few years when I was working to manage my own account, which worked out fine. But now that I'm day trading like this, I don't have time to do that, because that adds another whole layer of trading information that you need. You got to do more studying. It's going to have different stocks, and I don't really need to do that. And I just throw the money as I make it into Vanguard and let it sit over there at about 13% a year profit. So. LVS is a nice short. It's got quite a bit of room to the downside. It's inside a gap right now. It's going into a gap that goes down to about 42.60. Nice short setup on LVS. That's a decent one to take for a short if you want to have a short on. Tesla just not doing me any favors here at all. It's just starting to irritate me.
You make me numb, 'cause you play me like a symphony. Play me till your fingers bleed. I'm your greatest masterpiece. You ruined me. Later when the curtain's drawn and no one's there for you back home, don't cry to me, you played me wrong. You ruined me with that song you wouldn't sing. Just a broken melody.
Pretty big spread in the Las Vegas stands options. That would be taken from the 24th, which is after earnings, by the way. Earnings on the 22nd. You have to be out by the 22nd.
Like a
But the spread's really light on this.
play me till your fingers bleed.
26 puts are $1.85 up to 12. It's got a $1.72 of intrinsic value in it. But I mean, that's a pretty wide spread.
And later when the curtain's drawn and no one's there for you back home, don't cry to me, you play.
First up, some music you've been coming back to. Gonna start with The Want.
Have you seen that girl? Have you seen her? She's the freakiest thing, you gotta meet her. You do whatever it takes to get her by your side. Whoa. It's not the way she smiles with a little laugh. It's not the way she looks in a photograph. But all the boys, they crowd around. She can't sing, she can't dance, but who cares? She walks like Rihanna. She can't sing, she can't dance, but who cares? She walks like Rihanna. Have you seen that girl? Have you seen her? With the way she moves, you wanna kiss her. She'll be the girl of your dreams if
12 o'clock here.
and all the boys they crowd
I'm gonna take Tesla off here pretty soon. I'm not money on it right now.
She can't sing,
Really,
she can't dance, but who cares? She walks like Rihanna. She can't sing, she can't
Fine, it's
dance,
time to
but
buy
who
again.
cares? She walks
Yeah,
like
Tesla doing
Rihanna.
a decent job. They have a relative strength.
She walks like Rihanna.
Trading at 417.49 room, as I said before.
She
The room
walks like Rihanna.
is 4.2701. So it's got $10 to the upside. I don't know how long I'm going to stay in this thing now. I'll have money on it. I don't know if I want to wait this thing out. It expires Friday, so I don't have a lot of room to wait.
She walks like Rihanna. She walks like Rihanna. When she walks like Rihanna. She can't sing, she can't dance, but who cares? She walks like Rihanna. She can't sing, she can't dance, but who cares? She walks like Rihanna. She can't sing, she can't dance, but who cares? She walks like Rihanna. 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 In my life I see where I've been. I said that I'd never fall again. Within myself I was wrong. My searching ain't over. I know that you're not a woman. You see your world inside eyes. No, she's standing by your side. Joy that lasts forever. There's a band of gold that shines, waiting somewhere. Oh yeah. If I can't believe it, someone is true. To fall in love is so hard to do. I hope and pray tonight, somewhere you're thinking of me.
Just waiting to see if Tesla can get above
Yes,
his
I know.
high.
I know
His high in
that
Tesla is 418.96.
see your
418.96.
world
High yesterday,
inside
422.61. Either one of those would get me out for a
Oh,
decent profit.
she's standing by your side. Joy that lasts forever. There's a band of gold that shines, waiting somewhere. Oh, it's enough to make you cry. When you see her walking by, and you look into her eyes.
The Vanguard ETF I take is a dividend fund. The dividend, they have a couple of dividend funds. I think the DV dividend fund. Again, it's the yield over the past 10 years, I think, is about 13%. The last 5 years, a little bit higher than that. LVS is a good short. What's my reason not to get into it? No particular reason. I looked at what I mentioned was I thought the options were too expensive, too widely spread. It's not a fast-moving stock. It expires next year. It earnings are next year. So I would be taking the January 24th expiration, and it's got about a 35-cent spread. That's a lot for those options. That's why I didn't take it. I'll go back and revisit them later and see if they've tightened up a little bit. Again, right now those options for LVS, if I look at the January 24th, which is after earnings, so they're going to be jacked up because of that. But the spread doesn't seems like too wide a spread to me. 46 is now getting a little much tighter. It's 204 by 216 with $1.76 intrinsic value in it, which isn't too bad. And the 4650s at 243 by 254. So those have become tradable. But again, you've got to have a continuation down with this thing, because with expiration next week and with earnings next week, you can't afford a bounce. Okay, just took profits in Tesla. Nice little pop in Tesla. Not gonna hang around. Taking the money. Yeah, there's a nice pop in Tesla. It's okay to trade it though, Isaac, if you like it. Just remember, you got earnings next week, so you got to get out by the 22nd. You don't want to take too much for these options. You want to get as much intrinsic value in as you can, but you're not going to be able to get a lot of intrinsic value because it's got earnings premium built into it. So it's a little problematic from an option side for that reason. Because any kind of a move to the upside is going to be very detrimental to the position. It's going to take your time away. The time decay is going to hurt a little bit, not a lot, because you've got option premium built into it. Earnings premium built into it. You just don't have time. That's one of the problems. You don't have a lot of time. Okay, I'm out of Tesla. So I'm out of Tesla, right at lunchtime. Very frustrating trade. But, we still go to 421, but the market's not really showing me Tesla has got relative, it's great that it has relative strength. That's what but the SPY right now is bouncing up, it's still red. Very tough trading again today.
yes I am.
We're still on our SIG, triangle. We've got the 55 and 59, it's trading right now at 57.19, not exactly where we want it to be. Below 55 or above 59 right now, it's right there. So we need to get a move in this stuff. We still got today, tomorrow, and for Friday, but we need to get a move in this stuff. Yeah, it took Tesla off. Keep running, but on a day like this, I'm not gonna. If I get a nice green candle like that, I'd be a fool not to take advantage of that. Or maybe a fool otherwise, but I wouldn't want to miss that one. Tesla Williams took that one good. Good job, Tesla Williams. Yeah, I got in and out and then back in again and took a nice profit on that green candle.
You're flying off on your own. Can't believe you're gone. One day I might see you again. For now, I'll think about when you saved me with your smile. And for just a little while, you'll be right here.
Look at
I
what people are
replay
joining
some
me in selling
days
Tesla.
in my head, minute by minute. I think of all the things I should have said, but somehow
I can look for a few stocks here. It's getting close to. I'm probably gonna eat in about 15 minutes or so. Let me check out the YouTube feed over
you
here.
might need me too. Was it as one-sided
Frank,
as it seemed?
when I plan to day trade a stock, usually what option expiry do you use? Next week's? Yeah, usually I'll use next week's if I'm gonna expire. It might even go out sometimes 2 weeks. Now it depends. On something like Tesla, I was gonna get out today, and if it fell, I was gonna get out, and I'll take the damage every time I can. But usually I'll go out 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, even if I'm gonna day trade them. Because I may change my mind and swing it over to the swing. Because remember, when I go into a trade, whether it's a day trade, not the SPYs, but either a day trade or a swing trade on an option on a stock, I'm looking at the D1 chart, which means if I'm in long, the daily chart is bullish. Therefore, I do have the option to hold it overnight if I need to. So I don't have any problem going out in time on that. Tesla was a little bit of a different situation. Music playing
Sometimes I lie awake at night,
makes it difficult to hear. Is music playing?
embracing the dark,
Really?
the whisper of my breath intertwines
It's kind of odd.
with a faint sound.
You hear music? Sure. The only thing I've got going here is a news feed, but that's not saying anything right now. Not anymore. Okay, cool. Huh. Weird. Okay. So again, I'm out of Tesla. And it's still going up, but again, after all this, I'm not planning on the thing just keep going higher. I don't know if it will. I'm watching the SPY here. Notice we've turned blue on the SPY. Again, the T2104, which is a cumulative volume index in TC2000, is very bullish today. Very bullish. So I'm leaning bullish because of that. It was bullish yesterday at the end of the day. I took some SPY puts overnight, I was able to sell them before the close at 412. But if I'd held on to them, they would have probably been up about 80% this morning, because it was a divergence yesterday. The T2104 was diverged from the SPY movement, so that worked out pretty well. Right now, SPY's bouncing up. We've got blue here. Momentum indicator is going blue, but I'm not touching it until we get above the VWAP. If it goes long above the VWAP, if I get above the VWAP, I may go long on this one. Now let's look at the SPY. I got to look at the SPY on the daily chart. I got room up to the well, 589.77 is a resistance, but I'm sorry, 591.93 is a resistance, which is just below, and then the 50-day moving average on the SPY, which is at 594.23, roughly 594.23. So that's kind of the next major resistance. If I look at the Qs, they're up 1.8% right now. They're right at the 15 EMA. They've got to get above the 15 EMA to go long. This is what I'm looking at on the daily chart when I'm trying to decide which particular index to take for a SPY super system trade. Okay, so here's the Qs. We notice we get above the 15, and this horizontal line. We need to get above the 15 and trade above it. And we got a lot of room on the Qs if we get through there. But we haven't got through it yet. The SPY is okay. It's sitting on support here. It's got some minor resistance here, and then it's got the 50. So it's a little bit tight as far as how much upside room there is. And if I look at the IWM, it's went through the 100, came back down below the 100. It's got to get above the 100 again. Kind of in tight range here. I'm probably not going to touch that one, even though it's up nicely today. It's up 1.9%. SPY is up 1.5%, and Qs are up 1.9%. My favorite is the Qs if it can get above this 15. If it trades above the 15, which is 514.65, which is just above right now, that would be my choice for long if I was going to trade it off of the SPY super system. Because the SPY just token above it now. Now this brings into question when you take these trades, all right? And you can take them right now, but you're taking it on this candle. The candle hasn't closed. This is called an anticipation trade. You're anticipating that the price is going to continue through the VWAP and not fail. All right. If you wait for another candle, that would be a confirmation trade. You're going to have more confirmation that it's likely to keep going, but you're going to be getting in at a higher price, which means you're reducing your profit potential. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Again, I'm watching really closely the Qs at 514.65. It really needs to hold 514.65. That's the 15 EMA. I want to see it above there. I really don't feel any urgency to take any of these trades, to tell you the truth, because it's just the pricing action has been very, very choppy. So I'm just watching right here. All right, let's see what we got here. Any more questions? You don't hear any? Yeah, nobody hears any music except I don't know why it's coming. Something must have been coming through on the YouTube feed. SPYs and Qs setting up at the VWAP. Yep, absolutely. We just said still setting up. Qs can't quite get through it. Again, this is the question of an anticipation trade versus a confirmation trade. Right now, if you anticipated it, now it's back below the VWAP. Now you're in a position where you probably got to take a loss. That's what anticipation trades will happen if you get a failed breakout. I'm waiting for the candle to close above that. We're still watching LVS for potential short. It's on the TC2000, it's just riding just below the 8 exponential moving average. Over here, you're going to see it's going to be below the 15, coming in a little bit. It's a decent trade. If the problem is earnings next week, the 22nd, so you likely want to take at least take expirations into the 24th. So you're going to pay extra premium for it, and they're a little bit wide. They were a little bit wide when we looked at them earlier. Let's see what they are now. 46 puts, 203 by 227 with $1.90 of intrinsic value. The 46.50 puts are 249 by 273, 250 by 270, 20-cent spread with about 237 of intrinsic value. That's not bad. That's not bad. Again, you get 237 of intrinsic value, so if you pay 260 for it, then you're paying about 30 or 40 cents on time, which isn't too bad. I think I'd go deeper in the money on them. I'd go to the 47 puts. $47 puts you can get for about $305 for the 47 puts. That's not bad. You've got quite a bit of intrinsic value at that point. So you pay $305 for a 47 put. Las Vegas Sands is trading at let's say $44, and you got a 47. You've got $3 worth of intrinsic value, and you're paying about $305 or something for it right now. A little, not bad. So that would be my option. That would be the choice I'd take. Las Vegas Sands $47 puts, January 24th. You got to get out of them before the 22nd. They're going for about $3 right now. Las Vegas Sands. Right now, the next support level on Las Vegas Sands is 43.48. 43.48. So about 50 cents to the downside. If I get down there, I'll be watching it. So I took some of these. I took some of these at 305. The Las Vegas Sands 124. Expiration next week 124. They have earnings on 122. So you've only got a week and a couple of days of time on these, and you pay an extra premium for them because of the earnings. But at 47 put for 305 is pretty good. 47 put for 305 is pretty good because you get about $3 of intrinsic value if you're paying 305. That to me is the sweet spot here of the Las Vegas Sands puts. 47 put, 124, pay about $3.05 or so. That's what I took. I got to put it on here. I'm not going to alert on it. I don't like to alert on anything that's going to be that quick. January 24th. 47 puts. For 305 or so. Okay. Now earnings 124. So exit prior to earnings. Okay, so I'm in them. Short Las Vegas Sands. Out of my Tesla position. And with a good reason, I guess. I'm out of that one. Again, Las Vegas Sands got a little rim band of 43.48, so that's my next support level on it, 43.48, and then it's got quite a bit of room after that. So we'll see what it does when it gets there. Again, we're on a time constraint on this because of the fact that they've got earnings next week. So again, Las Vegas Sands purchased it. No alert. The alert service got a couple of good ones today. Roblex and CLS, those are both alerts, and that worked out pretty nicely. Here goes Tesla again. I'm out of it, of course. And I'm short Las Vegas Sands. Thing drifting down. Needs to drift down a lot more. Tesla's still creeping up there. All right, I'm going to get some lunch here. It's about 12:30. About time for some lunch. I'll be back after that. Any more questions? Nope, everything okay here. Again, I haven't taken any SPY Super System trades today. Leaning toward one right here. Again, as I said, I'm leaning toward long because the T2104 is so good. But the price action is kind of bad. Qs are okay. Qs are okay. This is an okay entry on the Qs right here. Okay, as I get ready to go to lunch, I took some Q calls here. I'm going to watch these for a second because I don't plan on being in this long trade. This is a SPY Super System trade off the Qs. Again, right here, blue comes across, breaks above the VWAP, closes above the VWAP. Good entry here. We do have a standard deviation line. I'm not expecting to take an awful lot of profits in this thing. Not today. Especially since I'm waiting to eat. It took the 515 calls. These are kind of at the money calls, 515. One of a little test of out of the money, at the money calls to see how they've been working. They've been performing pretty well. As expected, they do have larger losses when it goes against you, but they do have bigger wins when they go in your favor. But the win rate's pretty much the same. It's about 88%. So not bad on the on at the money or slightly out of the money calls on puts on the SPYs, Qs, and IWM. But I'm just going to see if I can get like 10 to 15 cents out of this thing. The drawback to having slightly out of the money or right at the money is on compressions. You get more time decay comes out of the premium. And at this point, if I was taking these, I probably would end up going. If I was coming back from lunch, I would take these with the expiration of tomorrow, so I can mitigate any time decay on compression. So right now they're not going anywhere. Nice setup, but they're not going anywhere right now. Got this, just two green candles, and then we haven't had very many more than two green candles in a row all day. Had three here, but And took a quick trade here in the Qs off the SPY super system. I'm just looking to take a quick profit in this thing. I'm not going to hang around in it very long. First of all, I got the standard deviation line up here that is likely to give it some resistance, so we'll see. All right, so I'm out of it. Out of the Q SPY super system trade, quick 15 cents, and I'm done with that. We'll wait and see where it goes from here. I got to get something to eat anyway, so I just want to see what happens. But that was a quick trade, nothing huge. But again, I said I was looking for 10 to 15 cents. I got that, so I'm done with that particular trade. I'll come back and revisit it after lunch, see if we get some more setups. But that was a good setup. I mean, it was a good setup. Again, we went from red to blue. Right here, we went to green as we broke through the VWAP. This was the place to take it. That's where I took it. Standard deviation line up here, right here, across quite a bit of the resistance level. So it could keep going, but again, it's going to go without me because I'm going to eat. Okay, so let me go over here to YouTube. I'm going to shut down the YouTube feed. Thanks very much for folks from YouTube that went in here today. I appreciate it. We'll be back again tomorrow around 11:15 to do an hour and 15 minutes or so. We run an hour, almost an hour 40 today. So we just try to do it for an hour or so just to get you exposed to see if you are interested in the SPY Super System software here, the COMPA system. It tells us whether the institutions are in trades or not. Very, very critical to making a decision as to whether you should take a trade or not. We only take the highest probability trade setups. Those highest probability trade sets require the institutions to be in the trade. We do that with the current time frame momentum, the multi-time frame momentum. This is for 5 minutes. When I'm trading the SPY Super System, this is what I trade off of. If I'm trading the Qs, the SPYs, the IWM, if you're trading indexes, this is what you want to use. Blue and green for bullish, red and yellow for bearish. The 15 EMA is one of your support levels, as is the 15. That's where you want to trade it as it breaks above or breaks below those levels. All right, so thanks very much for being here today. I appreciate it, and we'll see everybody tomorrow from YouTube.